Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 2 of Fundamentals of Marketing. So today's learning outcome is to demonstrate the ability to discuss content relating to the principles of marketing and apply them to the real world case scenario. So after completing the session, you will be able to understand what are the useful frameworks or the theories you can use to analyze the external and internal environment, and identify different factors using theories and frameworks and apply them in real life scenarios. Starting with, we have SWOT. So SWOT analysis is used to analyze an internal environment and external environment of a company or organization. So SWOT stands with strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats of a company. So short video to understand the SWOT better. So when we try to analyze the internal and external factors of an organization, we try to look into these aspects. So starting with strength. So when we try to analyze a company's strength, we think about what the organization is doing better than the others, or what are their unique selling points, what competitors or the customers see as a strength in them, or what is their competitive edge. So when we think about the weaknesses, we consider what other organizations are doing better, what elements the business have that adds little or no value, or what do competitors or the customers think as their company's or the organization's weakness. So when we talk about opportunities, we think about what are the political, economic, socio-cultural, or technological factors or the changes that take place and that could be favorable to the organization. And what are the current gaps? Is there any unfulfilled demand? Or what a new innovation could actually bring a good advancement in the market? So when we think about the threats, we talk about what political, economic, socio-cultural, or technological changes are taking place that could be unfavorable to the organization, or what restraints do they face due to that changes, or what the competition is doing that is actually negatively affecting the organization. After that, we will have a very good idea of the internal environment and the external environment of the company. And it's very important to know the internal and external environment of a company when we try to invest in a certain company. Moving forward to competitive analysis, so which is called as competitor analysis, and it's the process of identifying and evaluating your competitor strategies, strengths, and weaknesses. So it helps the company to understand the business in that related industry and find potential advantages and barriers in the market. Competitive advantage refers to the ways that a company can produce goods or deliver services better than its competitors. And a competitive advantage is something that cannot be easily replicated and is exclusive to a company or business. This value is created internally and is what sets the business apart from its competition. For example, McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, they're all competitors. But all of them, they have certain unique selling points for which they have different customer groups going to them. So example of competitive advantage is Amazon's fulfillment network, which enables the company to offer faster and more reliable delivery than many of its competitors. And even though they have Amazon Prime, which gives a faster delivery, maybe if you order before 10 p.m., you get the delivery the next day. So Amazon has invested heavily in its fulfillment network, which includes warehouses, distribution centers, and transportation infrastructure. By leveraging this network, Amazon can offer customers free 2-day shipping on millions of products, as well as same-day or even 2-hour delivery in some areas. This fast and reliable delivery has helped Amazon attract and retain customers, even in the face of fierce competition. Competitive advantages come in many shapes and sizes. They include, but are not limited to, some of the following. So access to natural resources not available to competitors, highly skilled labor, strong brand awareness, access to new or proprietary technology, price leadership. Then we have Porter's 5 forces. It's a model that identify and analyze the 5 competitive forces that shape every industry, and it helps determine an industry's weakness and strengths. 5 forces analysis is frequently used to identify an industry structure to determine corporate strategy. So what are the 5 forces? We have threats of new entrants, supplier bargaining power, internal competition, threat of youth, customer bargaining power. So starting with threat of rivalry. So what is their strategy in the market, how they respond to the market? So this is basically about the threat of existing market competitors. So how well they are doing, how strong they are in the market. So for example, the price war between the restaurants to similar cuisine. Then we have threat of new entrants. That means think about the new entrants to the market, how strong the company is in terms of defending any new entrant to the market. That means is it easy to enter the market that so many people are starting up and coming to the market, or it is very difficult for new startups to come in. So low entry barriers in restaurants versus high entry barriers in tech companies. So basically, if you open up a restaurant, if the barrier is low, that means it's easy to open up a lot of new restaurants. That means you will have a lot of new entrants. So maybe the threat will be high. But if the barrier is kind of high, like in the tech industry, it's not easy to open up startups that frequently. So maybe the threat of new entrants is quite low. So it differs from industry to industry. Then we have threat of substitute product. That means how easy it is for customers to find a substitute product. So what steps should be taken to avoid this situation? And how strong is the product of a certain company that they do not have customers switching or leaving them to other competitors? Then we have threat of buyer bargaining power. So think about how are the buyers, who are your buyers, how are they, and what options they have in the market in comparison to your products, and how easy it is for them to move to another option, what orders they can give you, or what are the costs of other similar products and how accessible are those products. So bargaining power of a client in large catering event with possible repeating orders and with competitor prices. So if a buyer have lots of other options to go to, that means the threat of buyer bargaining power will be high. And if the buyer doesn't have that many options to go to, so maybe the threat of buyer bargaining power will be low, even though it differs from industry to industry. Then we have threats of suppliers' power. So it's about suppliers work as a backbone for any business. So this is important to think about suppliers. So think about the suppliers' powers of increasing price or reducing quantity. So for example, bargaining power of a large manufacturer to purchase proceed food to get a discount. So when we buy in bulk, there's a reduced price from the supplier. And it's always good to build a good relationship with the supplier because end of the day, that is a basically backbone of a business. So that's it. Thank you.